tonight. The state budget is now officially late. State lawmakers and the governor's office will be back at it again tomorrow. They must work out an agreement on a spending plan. And as we have been telling you, state education funding is still a very contentious issue, as we hear from Channel 2's Ron Plants.
In Albany, state offices, hallways, and chambers, the governor's office and lawmakers will again seek a final budget deal of at least $230 billion. Amidst challenging disputes over Medicaid funding, a retail theft crackdown, and affordable housing, among others, school funding is especially tricky.
It would cut foundation aid for literally half the districts in the state. 337 districts would see a year-over-year decline in foundation aid under the governor's budget proposal.
It's an about-face from last year's 10% budget boost in education funding for a record $34 billion. Coupled with the end of federal pandemic relief funding for school districts, some like West Seneca warning of a possible tax hike or even staffing cuts as they try to finalize their budgets now for district voters in May. Some face seven-figure reductions.
A state aid reduction at the levels we're seeing as proposed by the governor is going to lead to difficult decisions like that for a lot of school districts.
Lawmakers countered with a full restoration of suggested reductions. The governor's office justifies its proposal with declining enrollment for some wealthier districts and pushing more aid to districts in economically distressed areas.
While the enrollment decline, steady statewide is true, not true for all districts, but, in general is true. Just simply focusing on enrollment ignores the variety of other factors that have a meaningful impact on, the education that school districts provide students and the resources necessary.
But again, these are negotiations, and
the governor's budget director acknowledged that there is an agreed upon increase in revenue that all parties are working around. So we're hopeful that, the school aid package will end up at a figure that is meaningfully higher for all districts.
Now, the governor's office says education funding is still at a higher level and that 48 regional districts, such as Lackawanna, will really benefit. The nonpartisan Citizens Budget Commission supports the governor's efforts to limit school funding, claiming New York's per-student spending is the highest in the country. But overall, they're warning the state may still face billions in budget gaps in future years. On your side, Ron Plants, Channel 2 News.